So first I started off by cutting out the template and tracing it onto the foam, and I also ended up reshaping it slightly just to make it more jumbo sized. Hopefully this is considered jumbo. And I'll also link this template below in the description box so you can use it if you want to. Or you can easily find images like this on Google just by searching up ice cream cone template or ice cream cone cartoon images. And then what I did was I just started cutting out the shape, and you just want to keep trimming it until it looks kind of the same on both sides. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you also want to cut an indent going all the way around the squishy to show where the ice cream and the cone parts are, if that makes sense. And now on to the next step. So next what I did was I started smoothing out most of the shape, as you can see, because I didn't want this video to be too long, because I know that most of my squishy tutorials are quite long, so I ended up smoothing out most of the shape. But I will talk about what I did. So what I did was I first started off by smoothing out the cone, and you just want to make like very curved cuts with your scissors, and I'll pretend to do it here. So basically like that, and you want to do that around the top part as well and make it kind of circular at the top, and then you just want to keep making cuts going all the way around it like this. Hopefully this is making sense. Until it forms a smooth cone shape. And then this bit is optional, but if you want to add texture to the cone to make it look more like an actual waffle cone, then you just want to draw lines going all the way around it like this. And then you just want to cut off all the lines that you drew, so it looks something like this. And mine looks a little bit messy, but that's okay if it looks a bit messy. And then for the top bit, what you want to do is you just want to again make round curved cuts with your scissors like this. And create indents as well. And again, you can use your template for help. And then just continue just to smooth it off using or making very small snips with your scissors. Until they look kind of circular. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Or if you find this too difficult, then you can just create one regular one scoop ice cream, but I decided to make mine like this. So if you find this too difficult, then you can just make like a regular one scoop ice cream. And then for the top bit, you just want to again make a indent at the top, so just by doing this, so that way the top has a slight curve to it. And then just continue just to round that off. So it should look like this. So I'm just going to finish this and then I will be right back. So here is what the finished shape looks like. And as you can see, I have finished creating the texture on the cone. And I've also finished smoothing off the top part of the ice cream as well. And again, you do not have to make it the exact same way as me, and also you don't even have to make it one piece. You can make the cone and the scoop separately if you want to. And also again, like I said, you can make the scoop or the ice cream differently as well. You do not have to make it swirled like I did if you find that too difficult. I think this turned out really good. And then this next bit is also optional, but you can choose to add on some extra toppings to it if you want to. So for example, you can cut out a flake from an extra piece of foam, or you can do what I did. So basically what I did was I just took another piece of foam and I ended up tracing this image of a bear wafer onto the foam, and then I just cut it out and smoothed off the back with my scissors, and also smoothed off the edges as well. And I just cut off the bottom because you're not really going to see that bit. And then I just cut a slit in the side of the ice cream so that way I can glue it in later, like this. So yeah, you can add on whatever extra toppings you want, or you can just leave it like this. And then once you have everything ready, we can finally start painting it. Now it is completely up to you how you want to paint your squishy. I decided to make mine a honey flavoured ice cream. So basically what I did was I mixed white and a very tiny bit of yellow paint together, and I painted the top part of the ice cream. And you can make yours whatever flavour you want and use whatever colours you want for yours. And then what I did was I mixed white and burnt sienna and yellow paint together, and then I just painted the cone. So it's basically just a light tan colour for the cone. And then for the top part of the ice cream, I decided to add little pieces of honeycomb just by using my yellow puffy paint. And I just painted random like dots and marks all over the top part of the squishy to create the honeycomb. So that's what that looks like. And you might want to place it upright on something so that way it can dry properly. So I just have mine laying on a sponge. And also place this paint tube behind it just so then it won't roll over. So that's what that looks like. And then for the bare wafer, basically what I did was I just painted it the exact same way as the cone. Just using the exact same colours, burnt sienna, white and yellow. And it just creates a very light tan colour. And then what I did was I just mixed yellow and a little bit more of the burnt sienna paint together, and I painted on the details on the wafer. And I was also inspired by this image right here. And I just painted the details on just using a very thin paintbrush. And again, this is optional, you can choose to add on whatever extra toppings you want. So now you just want to let everything dry, and then we can move on to the next step. So once everything is dry, lastly what I did was I just glued the bare wafer into the slit on the ice cream. And again, I just used my all-purpose glue to do this. And again, you do not have to make a bare wafer. You can add, for example, a chocolate flake if you want to. And then once you've done that, your squishy is finished. And I think this turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. And it definitely makes me really hungry. And I think the bare wafer is so cute. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And it is also very slow rising as well. And the ice cream is really soft. So again, you can make yours look however you want. You can make whatever flavour ice cream you want. But the reason why I decided to make honey ice cream is because when I go on holiday in Wales, I go to this place called Holgates, and they do this really good honey ice cream there. And it is definitely my favourite ice cream ever, so I wanted to make a squishy that was inspired by that. And also, when I get it, I normally have either chocolate sprinkles or loads of honeycomb pieces on it. And it just tastes really good. and then I'll usually ask for a bare wafer or a chocolate flake. I think the texture on the comb came out pretty good as well. And it is also quite jumbo sized, as you can see. It is basically like the size of my hand. So yep, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you'd like me to do in the comments below, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!